Hello everyone, and welcome to the Speculative Wildlife Research Center, where we reimagine creatures and monsters from all realms of fiction through the lens of speculative biology, the genre of science fiction that applies scientific principles and knowledge about biology, ecology, and evolution to creature design and world building. Today we will be looking at undead skeletons, a classic Halloween and terror icon, present in human imagination ever since we realize bones are kinda creepy. Now here, in this special Halloween episode, we will be looking at these old bones and imagining what, if anything, could approach the appearance of these beings, and what it would be like as a living, breathing animal. So, without further ado, let's get spooky. The skeleton wasp, Anthrospecus craniomymus, can be counted among the spookiest, scariest insects in the world. Even among people who are not disturbed by wasps, the sight of a human-sized species, one that appears quite similar to a human skeleton to boot, can send shivers down anyone's spine. It is unclear where these wasps first appeared, due to their brittle skeletons making it difficult to find preserved fossil remains of their ancestors. However, in modern times they have spread all around the world, mainly to dense forests and nearby human population centers, and especially where you live. Yes, very specifically you in particular. These predatory insects are characterized by their huge size, once thought to be impossible in an insect, and their spooky appearance, as their exoskeleton is notably similar to a human skeleton. It is believed that this mimicry evolved either as a way to attract scavengers near human settlements, who would swoop down on the apparent carcass before falling prey to its sting, or as a way to dissuade attention from bigger predators, although it is perfectly possible for the camouflage to accomplish both functions at once. In order for these creatures to achieve the size they have, they had to first overcome a series of hurdles that limit insect size. The first of these hurdles was birds. Birds can act both as predators, where a bigger size attracts more undesired attention, and as competitors, where bigger size puts wasps and birds in direct competition for prey. In order to grow as big as they did, these spooky creatures had to develop in an environment with low numbers of birds. Forests, while having high bird diversity, have an actually lower total number of individuals. In particularly dense forests, aided by the cover provided by vegetation, these wasps were capable of growing larger without attracting predators nor entering competition with them. It was at this point that these skeletons had to face the next obstacles in their evolution, obstacles found in their own bodies. Insect growth is limited by the way its respiratory and circulatory systems work, as well as the weight of their exoskeleton, which grows exponentially with the insect's size. Insects breathe through small holes in their side, called spiracles, after which oxygen is diffused through specialized tubes inside the body. As breathing is done passively, there is a limit to how much and how far oxygen can travel into the insect's body. Skeleton wasps solve this problem by greatly increasing their number of spiracles found across their body, as well as adapting the muscles that surround them. Most insects use these muscles to open or close the spiracles, and this wasp is no different. However, the force and speed with which they work effectively creates a vacuum, allowing the spiracles to suck air in a more active manner. When the skeleton is excited, heightening the intake of oxygen, this process can even create an audible rasping noise, which has been compared to a human's ragged breathing. The second issue, the circulatory system, was easily enough solved as the skeletons gained muscle mass, as weird as that sentence may sound. The insect's hemolymph, their equivalent to blood, flows freely across the body, with only the dorsal vessel, a heart of sorts, directing the hemolymph towards the head. In this much bigger insect, with added muscle, the skeleton can use contractions to aid this dorsal vessel more efficiently move blood through its body, making the skeleton wasp seem to twitch lightly. The final problem that hindered the skeleton wasp's growth was the wasp's own exoskeleton, which would be too heavy to allow movement in a human-sized insect. This was solved by greatly reducing the thickness of the exoskeleton's procuticle, the layer that makes the exoskeleton as tough as it is. While it does leave the wasp itself quite fragile, so that even sticks and stones may break their exoskeleton with ease, this is of little problem to the skeleton wasp. Lacking any predators whatsoever due to its huge size and venomous sting, and hunting mostly by stealthily sneaking around before silently stinging prey, these insects have little need for such protection. After all, the wasp's venom is so potent it will seal their prey's doom in a matter of seconds, leaving little space for the prey to defend itself. In order to accommodate for this increased weight, the skeleton wasp's tarsal claws have divided and become flattened, thus spreading their weight along a wider surface. While they usually walk on all 6 legs, they will rise on their last pair when hunting, thus placing the sting closer to prey, and the rest of their body out of the way. Their body hunches over. 2 of the remaining legs will be held close to the body, preventing them from getting in the way, and the other 2 will be kept up in order to help the wasp keep balance. The posture they adopt while walking in this way makes them look like they are sneaking around, further aggravating the suspicions of people who might see them. Fortunately for humanity, and life in general, these wasps are no longer capable of flight, as their wings disappeared long ago, when the insects became too heavy to gain lift. Presence of these insects around human settlements has often caused panic among its inhabitants, despite the fact that skeleton wasp attacks on human beings are extremely rare. Like most wasps, skeleton wasps are quite smart predators, and will quickly recognize that human beings rarely travel alone, and even lone humans may carry dangerous weapons which can easily break their exoskeleton, meaning attempting to prey on human beings is rarely worth it. Like their smaller relatives, their intelligence means they can easily be thought to recognize specific humans as non-threats, and will even seek their company if offered food. While these tamed wasps have proven to be harmless, human beings that do this have historically been treated as necromancers, and often put on trial or outlawed for bringing these dangerous creatures near other humans. Like many wasps, skeleton wasps are parasitoids, meaning they lay their eggs inside living organisms, using their sharp ovipositor. However, unlike most wasps, skeleton wasps do not lay their eggs in animals, but inside fruits. Due to their size, gourds and pumpkins are most favored by skeleton wasps. Upon hatching, the numerous larvae will feed on the pumpkin until they begin tearing its surface apart, finally showing themselves to the world. These larvae are bioluminescent, shining a bright orange through the tears on the pumpkin. While this might seem a bad idea for such seemingly defenseless creatures, this bright signal is a very effective threat. Skeleton larvae are born with a toxin that makes them taste extremely bad, and any predator that tries to scoop some larvae will learn to stay away from the pumpkin's light. While at first this breeding method turned into a burden for farmers, they soon learned to sell infected fruit, placing them around town in order to keep away dangerous animals. While this was very effective, these farmers were unknowingly allowing the larvae to easily slip back into the woods, soon turning into the skeleton wasps they feared so much. And that's it for a speculative biology look into living skeletons. This one was challenging, but really fun, as animated skeletons are not really based on anything biologically approachable, but rather a matter of fantasy. As such, there are 100 ways this one could have gone, but I decided to go with giant wasps because nothing screams fun like giant skeleton wasps. I hope you enjoyed this special episode, and I hope this information is useful when the skeletons are roaming outside tonight. If there's any type of creature you'd like me to give the speculative biology treatment in the show, please sound off in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Happy Halloween, and see you next time on the Speculative Wildlife Research Center.